What do you know about the multiverse?
Viz had his theories. He believed it was dangerous.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things you missed in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. For this list, we're looking at the best Easter eggs, callbacks, and references to past and future events in the Sorcerer's sequel. Since the only way to highlight these moments is to talk about huge plot points, a major spoiler warning is in effect. What was your favorite scene in Multiverse of Madness? And did you catch that Billy and Tommy appeared in the opening Marvel logo? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. A horde of homages to What If zombies.
Because once Earth's mightiest heroes joined the infected, no one else stood a chance.
Although there wasn't a full-blown zombie invasion in the Doctor Strange sequel, there were still a few callbacks to the What If reality that was overrun by The Walking Dead. An alternate Christine Palmer mentions that she's afraid of viruses coming from other universes. Maybe she knew that the zombie virus in What If started when a virus was brought from another dimension.
But in this universe, Janet Van Dyne contracted a quantum virus that corrupted her brain.
Speaking of infections, Wanda and Steven end up looking like their zombie selves while using dark spells. But the most brutal What If reference comes when Captain Carter dies via her own shield, just like the undead Steve Rogers did on the show. Hopefully, these callbacks are as close as the main universe gets to dealing with zombies. Number 9. Christine masters a magical item that Strange couldn't use.
This is a relic. Some magic is too powerful to sustain, so we imbue objects with it, allowing them to take the strain we cannot.
The New York Sanctum Sanctorum is full of useful magical items that could be useful in battle. But when Strange began spending time there in his solo film, he didn't know how everything worked. This led to a hilarious moment where he picked up a magical brazier but couldn't harness its power against a villain.
You don't know how to use that, do you?
Although Strange failed to use it, Christine finally showed how powerful the item was in Multiverse of Madness. She used its light to hold off the souls of the damned in a scene that reminded us a lot of Harry Potter.
Expecto Patronum!
Although the alternate Christine isn't a full-blown witch, she could do serious damage if she got any magical artifacts Strange wasn't using. Number 8. Another Strange sacrificed a friend to defeat a one-eyed creature. When the one-eyed Gargantos arrived in New York, he gave Strange and his allies one hell of a fight. Fortunately, the sorcerer didn't have to go to the extreme lengths his comic counterpart did. A classic Doctor Strange storyline sees the one-eyed Shuma-Gorath threatening to go on a rampage. Since the creature was connected to Strange's mentor, the Ancient One, the Doctor slays his own teacher to stop the threat. Including another single-eyed beast was a great way to pay homage to the Sorcerer's comic roots and traditional enemies. And luckily for Strange's friends, the Doctor decided to take a page out of Loki's book and do some impromptu eye surgery to defeat the creature.
I know what I am. A murderer? A liberator. Eyeballs, maybe.
Number 7. The heroes remix and reuse iconic quotes. In Multiverse of Madness, multiple characters say a variation of Strange's last line before he turned to dust in Infinity War to justify their actions.
Tony, there was no other way.
That phrase isn't the only quote taken from a previous movie. When a Strange variant is about to sacrifice America Chavez's life, he tries to explain himself by using a line we heard a sorcerer say in No Way Home.
In the grand calculus of the multiverse, their sacrifice means infinitely more than their lives.
Ironically, neither sorcerer sacrifices anyone's life after saying that quote. One of the best reused lines comes from Professor X. Although his Illuminati teammates are ready to destroy Strange, the mutant leader encourages compassion with a beautiful quote. And it happens to be the exact quote Professor X said to motivate his younger self in Days of Future Past.
Just because someone stumbles, loses their way, it doesn't mean they're lost forever. Sometimes we all need a little help.
Number 6. One of Strange's third eye powers may have been hinted at. After Strange returns from his universe-hopping adventures, he realizes he's picked up a third eye souvenir.
Why are you doing this to me?
to show you just how much you don't know. Open your eyes.
In other realities, seeing an extra eyeball on the Doctor means that he's using the Eye of Agamotto. The talisman was mainly used to hold the Time Stone in place in the MCU.
Wise choice. You'll wear the Eye of Agamotto once you've mastered its powers.
But it allows him to do powerful things in other realities. He can break up illusions, unleash a light that weakens enemies, and look at past memories with the eye. The sequel sneakily includes a quiet scene where Strange and America revisit important moments from their lives. If that scene is a sign that his third eye will give him abilities the Eye of Agamotto grants, Strange is about to get a lot more powerful.
It came to you.
No minor feat. It's a fickle thing.
Number 5. Clea may be Strange's future.
Come and avenge your father, who was too weak to raise his sword.
Our jaws dropped when Charlize Theron debuted as the magical Clea before beckoning Strange towards the dark dimension. In the comics, Clea originally lived there with her uncle Dormammu, but her life starts to change for the better after Strange makes a deal with her twisted family member.
Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
You cannot do this forever.
Clea eventually spends time outside of the Dark Dimension, falls for the Doctor, and eventually takes over as the Sorcerer Supreme. Although Strange can't give her that title in the MCU, he did seem willing to give love a try again by the end of the movie. And we also know he's very familiar with Dormammu. If he and Clea fall for each other in the MCU, would she invite her uncle to the wedding?
This is how things are now. You and me, trapped in this moment, endlessly.
Number 4. Bruce Campbell is a walking shout-out to 2 major franchises. Speaking of famous cameos, Bruce Campbell showed up in an alternate dimension and quickly proved to be a jerk to the main heroes. His obnoxious actions majorly referenced his roles in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man films. Campbell notably annoyed or inconvenienced the heroic wall-crawler just as much as he bothered Strange.
Come to see the show.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. No one will be seated after the doors are closed.
It helps maintain the illusion.
Outside of Spider-Man, the actor worked with Raimi throughout the Evil Dead franchise. In Evil Dead 2, Campbell's character Ash notably has to deal with a possessed hand.
Give me back my hand. Give me back my hand!
Multiverse of Madness pokes fun at that plot point when Campbell's character is forced to hit himself with his own hand. Thankfully, the end credits showed that he didn't have to replace his hand with a chainsaw to get it to stop this time around. Number 3. The Illuminati put a shocking twist on a comic betrayal.
The Illuminati will see you, Stephen. Oh, that's something.
Once we got over the shock of seeing a live-action Captain Carter serve on the Illuminati with heroes like Anson Mount's Black Bolt, we learned a shocking truth. The team decided to eliminate a version of Doctor Strange after the Sorcerer caused an extremely deadly incursion event.
Goodbye, brother.
This plot point was an ironic twist on a pivotal comic moment. When the Illuminati prepare to go to extreme lengths to stop an incursion, Captain America tries to stop them. But they get to him first by asking Strange to erase Roger's memories. It seems like no matter what reality they're in, the Illuminati are willing to turn on fellow heroes if they think it's for the greater good.
I am truly sorry for what we've had to do. But we had no choice.
Number 2. Snow White symbolism.
Viz had his theories. He believed it was dangerous.
He was right.
Scarlet Witch and an alternate Wanda Maximoff confront each other while Snow White plays in the background. The cartoon has major parallels to Scarlet Witch's story. The classic fairy tale sees the evil queen use a magic item to discover Snow White is fairer than the antagonist. In order to be content again, the villain tries to eliminate the protagonist.
And there, my faithful huntsman, you will kill her.
But your majesty, the little princess!
During Multiverse of Madness, the Scarlet Witch uses the magical Darkhold to find universes where her children are alive. She's willing to eliminate her variants to be with them. Both the Evil Queen and Scarlet Witch seem to meet their ends after stones fall on top of them. While the Snow White parallels are clever, we hope Wanda survives and gets a chance at redemption.
Boys, thanks for choosing me to be your mom.
Before we reveal our #1 pick, here are some honorable mentions. An alternate Christine Palmer confirms one of Mysterio's lies was true. It turns out he was right to call the MCU Earth 616.
There are multiple realities, Peter. This is Earth, Dimension 616. I'm from Earth 833.
Wong and Strange hold Gargantos down with familiar magical items. A version of the Sorcerer used a similar spell against Ultron in What If. Wanda continues her feud with Ultron. She dismantles Illuminati Ultron bots years after she broke the big bad bot.
Wanda, if you stay here, you'll die.
I just did. Do you know how it felt?
Strange doesn't like fan selfies as much as other Avengers. The Sorcerer rejects pictures 3 years after Hulk agreed to take photos in Endgame.
Excuse me, Mr. Hulk?
Yes.
Can we get a photo?
100%, little person.
Disney's Oswald the Lucky Rabbit gets another MCU shout-out. Wanda's boys watch the classic character on TV after he was an Easter egg in Loki.
But lucky Oswald happened. If you get it, you'll be lucky too.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. #1. An incursion could be the ending and beginning of the MCU.
I'm sorry, Stephen. Your desecration of reality will not go unpunished.
If the warnings of a future live-action incursion are true, this may be the end of the MCU we know. Back in 2015, multiple comic Marvel universes collided together during an incursion event. Characters from different worlds lived together until the Richards family gained the power to fix everything. In the process, heroes who originally lived in alternate worlds landed in the main Marvel universe. If the MCU follows this storyline, they'll need to introduce a new Mr. Fantastic that's hopefully still played by John Krasinski. And they could end the incursion by bringing characters like the animated Miles Morales into the MCU. An incursion event would be devastating, but it would allow characters from alternate Marvel movie universes to help reshape a new MCU.
This is Miles, and he's gonna save the multiverse.
Yeah, man.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.